Lena opened the door slowly, her eyes widening as she recognized the man standing before her. He looked nothing like the people from her small town who had belittled her all these years. His tailored navy suit and polished shoes spoke of a world far removed from her own, a world she had only dared to dream about in secret. "Raj," she whispered, barely able to form the word. The man nodded, a faint smile touching his lips. "It's been a long time, Lena." Raj, her billionaire husband, or so he was about to be known in their small town, had been away for years. When they married, it was a quiet affair, a union between two souls who saw more in each other than the world did. But Raj's business ventures had taken him to distant countries, and their relationship remained a secret to protect them both from the harsh judgments of family and society. Lena stepped aside, allowing him in. The warmth of the house contrasted with the cold night air outside. Raj's presence was magnetic, filling the room with a quiet confidence. "I came back because I heard about what happened," he said softly, referring to the latest cruel remarks her family had thrown at her during the recent festival. "They don't deserve you." Lena shook her head. "They've never deserved me, Raj. I just never had the courage to say it." She looked at him, eyes glistening with unshed tears. For the first time in years, she felt seen, truly seen. The next morning, word began to spread like wildfire. Rumors that Raj Kapoor, one of the wealthiest men in the country, had returned and was with Lena, the woman everyone had mocked, created a buzz that shook the town to its core. Lena's family, stunned and embarrassed, tried to hide their shame. But the whispers followed them everywhere, in the market, at the school, even at the temple. Lena, however, no longer cared about their opinions. She held her head high, walking with a new sense of purpose. Raj's support gave her strength, and slowly, the invisible woman was becoming impossible to ignore. Days passed, and Lena's transformation was more than physical. The timid woman who had once cowered at family gatherings now spoke with quiet authority. She shared her story with a few trusted friends who marveled at her courage and resilience. Yet beneath the surface, a storm was brewing. Not everyone welcomed Raj's return. Old family wounds reopened, secrets began to surface, and the quiet town braced for the unraveling of a mystery that had been hidden for years. Lena remembered the day she first met Raj, a chance encounter at a small cafe where their worlds collided unexpectedly. He had seen something in her that no one else did. A spark, a fire, a strength hidden beneath the silence. At that moment, Raj had told her, "I don't care about what others think. I see you, Lena, and that's enough." His words echoed in her heart during the darkest days, when mockery and loneliness threatened to consume her. Now, with Raj by her side, she was ready to reclaim her life. But the question remained. Would her family ever accept her, or would the arrival of her billionaire husband only deepen their scorn? Lena's sister, Mira, was the first to confront her. Mira's voice dripped with disbelief and jealousy. "So this is true? You've been hiding your big secret all this time?" Mira spat, her eyes narrowing. Lena met her gaze calmly. "It was never a secret, Mira. I chose not to share, because I didn't want your pity." "You think this changes everything? People like us don't just become royalty overnight," Mira sneered. Raj stepped forward. "Lena is not asking for your approval." The tension in the room was thick. The family divided. Lena's journey was only beginning. Her life would never be the same, but with Raj's unwavering support, she was determined to face every challenge. The story of the simple woman mocked by her own family was about to be rewritten, not by their scorn, but by her strength and resilience. The news of Raj's return spread like wildfire, but not everyone welcomed it with open arms. Behind the smiles and polite nods, whispers of doubt and resentment festered in the hearts of those who once scorned Lena. Her family, now faced with the reality of her transformation, struggled to hide their jealousy and shame. Mira, Lena's eldest sister, paced the length of her room, her mind racing. How could this be? The quiet, meek sister they had dismissed had suddenly become the center of attention, linked to a man whose wealth and influence were unmatched. The fact that Raj had kept their marriage a secret only added fuel to the fire of suspicion. "You don't understand," Mira muttered to herself, her voice thick with frustration. Lena was always the easy target. Now it's as if she's playing us all for fools. Meanwhile, Raj's presence in town stirred a mixture of awe and envy. At the local market, neighbors whispered behind their hands, casting furtive glances at Lena as she walked with newfound confidence. "Did you see her? She's glowing," one woman said. "Who would have thought? The same Lena, now living with a billionaire." Yet beneath the admiration lay a tension that no one dared to voice openly. Old wounds from past family disputes began to resurface. Raj's sudden involvement in the community threatened to upset the delicate balance of power among local elites. Lena herself felt the weight of these unspoken battles. Every step she took seemed to echo with the ghosts of her past. The hurtful words, the dismissive glances, the endless doubts cast upon her worth. But now, with Raj by her side, she was determined not to be defined by their judgments. One afternoon, Raj invited Lena to visit his office, a sleek, glass-walled tower that stood tall against the city skyline. For Lena, it was a world apart. From the quiet streets she knew, as they entered, the hum of busy employees and the clatter of keyboards filled the air. Raj led her through corridors lined with awards and photographs, documenting years of hard work and success. "This is where I built everything," Raj said, his voice steady. "But none of it means anything without you." Lena smiled, a warmth spreading through her chest. It was the first time she truly believed in the life that lay ahead, a life where she was more than just a shadow. Back in the small town, tensions escalated. Lena's parents, proud yet conflicted, struggled to reconcile their feelings. They had always worried about her future, never imagining she would find love and success beyond their expectations. One evening, her father sat alone, staring at an old photograph of Lena as a child. Memories flooded back. The shy girl who had always been kind, the daughter they had quietly hoped would flourish. "I was wrong about her," he whispered. "She's stronger than I ever gave her credit for." Her mother, however, was less forgiving. At a family gathering, she voiced her concerns openly. "Raj's wealth changes nothing," she said sharply. "Lena must remember where she came from." Her words cut through the room, sparking a heated debate that left many uncomfortable. But Lena remained calm, refusing to be drawn into old conflicts. As days turned into weeks, the couple faced new challenges. Raj's business dealings attracted scrutiny, and old rivals saw his marriage as an opportunity to undermine him. Lena found herself navigating a world of power plays and hidden agendas, far from the simplicity of her past life. One evening, as she reviewed documents in Raj's study, a mysterious envelope slid under the door, caught her eye. The note inside was brief but chilling. "Not all who smile are friends. Watch your back." Lena's heart raced. Who could have sent this? And why? Determined not to be intimidated, she shared the note with Raj. Together, they resolved to uncover the source and protect their future. Meanwhile, a figure from Raj's past emerged, someone who knew secrets better, left buried. Their arrival threatened to unravel the delicate balance Lena and Raj had worked so hard to build. The mystery deepened, pulling Lena into a web of intrigue she had never expected. In the days that followed, Lena became more than just Raj's wife. She was a partner, a confidant, and a force to be reckoned with. Her own strengths blossomed, shaped by years of endurance and quiet resilience. She attended business meetings, offering insights that surprised many. The woman once mocked was now shaping decisions that could change lives. At the same time, Lena kept her feet on the ground. She visited old friends, helped neighbors in need, and stayed connected to the community that had raised her. Her transformation was not just about wealth or status. It was about reclaiming her identity. Yet the shadows loomed. One night, as she returned home late, a dark figure waited near the gate. Lena's breath caught and she clutched her keys tightly. "Who's there?" she called, voice steady despite the fear rising inside her. The figure stepped forward, a man with cold eyes and a hard expression. "Be careful who you trust, Lena," he said. "Some secrets are better left alone." Before she could respond, he disappeared into the night, leaving behind a silence that spoke volumes. Lena's resolve hardened. Whatever threats awaited, she would face them head-on. With Raj's unwavering support, she was no longer the woman they mocked. She was a force of change, a beacon of hope for those who dared to dream beyond their circumstances. The mysterious warning haunted Lena's thoughts like a shadow she couldn't shake. Who was behind it? What secrets did Raj's past hold? As the days passed, the unease grew stronger. Raj, ever calm and composed, reassured her, but she knew they were facing something far more complex than mere business rivalries. Their mornings were filled with meetings and negotiations, but the evenings were spent digging into the fragments of Raj's history that no one had talked about before. Together, they pored over files, old letters, and whispered stories from trusted allies. Every clue seemed to weave a tangled web, one that connected not only Raj's empire, but the people who had once been close to him. One afternoon, Raj received a call that shook him to his core. A voice from the past, cold and threatening, warned him to back away from his latest project or face consequences. The project was vital, a new initiative that could revolutionize their business and bring prosperity to many. Lena saw the tension. In Raj's eyes, a rare crack in his otherwise steady demeanor. "We can't back down," she said firmly. "Not now." He nodded, grateful for her strength. Meanwhile, Mira's bitterness grew. She saw Raj's return as a threat to the families. Old order, with whispered alliances and covert conversations, she began rallying those who still resented Lena's newfound status. At a secret meeting with influential town elders, Mira's voice was sharp. "Lena thinks she can erase years of disrespect. With wealth and status, we will remind them where she came from." The elders exchanged uneasy glances. Some feared the repercussions of challenging Raj, but others were swayed by Mira's fiery passion. Lena's family fractured further. Old resentment spilled into open conflicts, while Lena remained an island of calm amidst the storm. Her focus was clear: protect Raj, their future, and the truth waiting to be uncovered. One night, as Lena returned home from a late meeting, she noticed a shadowy figure following her. Her heart raced, but her steps never faltered. Reaching a well-lit street, the figure vanished, leaving behind only the echo of footsteps. She told Raj immediately. "They're watching us more closely than ever." Raj decided it was time to confront the past head-on. He arranged a meeting with an old confidant, Arjun, a man who had once been his closest friend and ally. Arjun's return was unexpected and raised more questions than answers. In a quiet cafe, away from prying eyes, Raj and Arjun spoke in hushed tones. "You don't know what you're getting into," Arjun warned. "Some people don't want you to succeed, and they will stop at nothing." Raj's jaw tightened. "I'm ready for whatever comes." Lena listened carefully from a distance, realizing that Raj's challenges were far deeper than she had imagined. Back home, the couple found solace in each other. Their bond, forged through trials and secrets, grew stronger. Lena shared stories of her childhood, the pain of rejection, and the hope that had kept her going. Raj, in turn, revealed the sacrifices he had made to protect her, the battles fought in boardrooms and back alleys. Together, they dreamed of a future where their pasts no longer held power over them, but the past was not ready to release its grip. A sudden attack on one of Raj's key business sites sent shockwaves through the community. Equipment was sabotaged, employees threatened, and whispers of betrayal echoed through the corridors. Lena stepped forward, organizing support and rallying the community. Her leadership surprised many. The woman once mocked was now a symbol of resilience. As investigations began, Lena uncovered a trail leading to someone close to Raj, a trusted advisor whose loyalty was now in question. The revelation shook the foundation of their lives. In a tense confrontation, truths spilled out, alliances shifted, and the battle for trust and survival escalated. Despite the dangers, Lena refused to back down. Her courage inspired those around her, and slowly the tide began to turn. The mysterious forces trying to tear them apart faced a united front, one built on love, truth, and an unbreakable spirit. The tension in the air was palpable. Every step Lena and Raj took seemed shadowed by unseen eyes and whispered threats. The attack on Raj's business was only the beginning, a signal that those from the past would not give up easily. But Lena's spirit, once crushed under the weight of mockery and doubt, now blazed with a fierce determination. This was her moment to reclaim her life, to prove that she was not the woman they thought she was, but far stronger. As dawn broke over the city, Raj and Lena prepared for a confrontation that could decide everything. Their investigation had led them to a surprising suspect, Raghav, a man who had once been Raj's closest advisor, trusted with secrets that could topple empires. The betrayal cut deep, but Lena understood one thing clearly: justice had to prevail. Raj sat in his study, staring at the files that detailed Raghav's misdeeds, forged documents, secret deals, and underhanded attempts to sabotage projects. The man's greed had nearly destroyed everything Raj had built, and worse, threatened the safety of those they loved. Lena's phone buzzed with a message, a clue to Raghav's next move. She immediately called Raj. "He's planning something big, something dangerous. We need to act fast." Together, they rallied their most trusted allies and prepared for a final stand. The tension was thick, but their unity was unshakable. Meanwhile, the town's attitude toward Lena shifted once more. Where there had been suspicion and disdain, respect and admiration began to grow. People saw her strength, her unwavering support for the community, and her courage in the face of adversity. Her family, once divided by jealousy and doubt, started to reconcile, inspired by her transformation. One evening, as the city lights flickered on, Lena met with her parents. Tears glistened in her mother's eyes. "We were wrong to doubt you," she said softly. "You've shown us what true strength means." Her father nodded, his pride evident. "You are not just our daughter. You are a beacon for us all." But the final battle was yet to come. Raj and Lena confronted Raghav at a secluded warehouse on the outskirts of the city. The air was tense, the night silent except for the distant hum of traffic. Raghav, cornered and desperate, tried to bargain, but Raj's resolve was firm. "You betrayed everything we stood for," Raj said coldly. "It ends tonight." In the ensuing confrontation, truths spilled out, motives, regrets, and the real reasons behind Raghav's betrayal. Lena stood tall, unwavering, as the man's schemes unraveled before her eyes. With the help of law enforcement and their allies, Raj and Lena ensured justice was served. The community breathed a collective sigh of relief, the threat finally lifted. In the days that followed, life began to settle into a new rhythm. Lena and Raj's relationship blossomed, rooted in trust and shared experiences. They worked together to rebuild and strengthen the community, proving that true power lies in unity and resilience. Lena's story, once marked by mockery and doubt, became one of hope and inspiration. She stood not just as a wife of a billionaire, but as a woman who overcame adversity, uncovered truths, and forged her own path. As the sun set on this chapter, Lena looked out over the city, a city that had once doubted her, but now celebrated her. Her journey was far from over, but she faced the future with an open heart and a fierce spirit. The end.